Let's talk about semicolons. A semicolon is a really useful piece of punctuation, but it's often misused. Good news, there's only two real uses in your writing for a semicolon. So let's talk about the most important one first. The first use of the semicolon is to join two complete sentences. Now you may know that a run-on sentence is caused when we take two complete sentences and we join them incorrectly. Usually it's when we join two complete sentences with just a comma. Well, a semicolon joins two complete sentences on its own. It's like a super comma or a mega comma, and it's powerful enough to join two complete sentences. Now, these can't just be any two sentences. They need to be related. Usually the second sentence is an extension of the first. Maybe what comes next, or an example of what you mentioned in the first. So they do have to be two related sentences. It can be something like, our dog was acting suspiciously. It was clear that he had eaten the sandwich. Or, the day was boiling hot. It was the perfect day to go to the beach. The two sentences are related, but they're both complete sentences with their own subject and verb. So we join them with a semicolon. The second use of the semicolon is in place of a comma when just a comma is confusing. This is usually when you have a sentence with so many other commas that the ones that you want to guide the reader through the sentence are confusing. For example, you know that we use commas around geographical places, like after the city and then after the state, or after the city and after the country. Well, if you've got a list of cities and states, well, a list of three things has commas in between each item to guide the reader to know when one item stops and another starts. If you make a list of 3 cities and states, that's going to look like 6 geographical names, and the reader's not going to know where one stops and one starts because there's commas after everything. Well, the commas that separate the list are more important than the other ones because they guide the reader through the sentence. So those commas are going to become semicolons. So if you ever have a sentence with too many commas and the sentence becomes confusing, take the commas that you've used to guide the reader through the sentence and make those into semicolons. So, as you can imagine, the first use of the semicolon to join two complete sentences comes up a lot more often than the other use. So, go ahead and try it once or twice in your next essay, but don't overdo it. Once or twice is enough.